Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in this video, I'm going to talk about IC systems. I haven't heard a lot about them, but I know that they deal with a lot of debt from cell phones and different types of places, lower ball debt where they don't really try to take people to court, but they just keep sending out the letters over and over and over, and also placing information on people's credit reports in hopes to try to force them into paying the debt. So, what this lawsuit is about is that it says debt collection agency IC system sends deceptively worded collection letters. So class action says, and this was earlier this month. So let's just skip down here. It says IC Systems Inc. sends debt collection letters containing settlement offers that are deceptively worded, misleading, and unfair. A new class action settlement alleges plaintiff Chiquita Johnson claims ICS sent her a debt collection letter on behalf of Sprint, which they don't send on behalf of Sprint. They bought the debt and they're sending it on behalf of themselves for a debt that they bought from Sprint, asking if she would like to settle her account for half of her total balance. In its letter, Johnson alleges that ICS also says that future debt collections will cease if the account is settled for and in less than the full
New
original
visitor.
balance. Johnson argues the letter is deceptive since it implies that in paying half the balance, the consumer will achieve some sort of settlement when in actuality it is unclear what form of settlement the letter is offering, which is true. It's like they're just this what this is this they're just sending out letters and they're trying to formulate them in a way with the wording to get people to take action. That's where the whole problem comes in. They're not being straight up with people. Uh, Even if she wanted to pay this debt, they're not really being clear on what is it. Number
Returning
one,
visitor.
they deceptively said that they're collecting it for Sprint. They're not collecting it for Sprint. Number two, they're saying they're offering an amount on the original balance for the settlement, but they're unclear actually what that is. So it says here, they clarify what will occur with the rest of the balance, which we already know what's going to happen with the rest of the balance. They're going to send it as a 1099 write-off to the IRS. Uh, and then it says here, Johnson claims ICS is being intentionally deceptive by using the term settlement throughout the letter, when in actuality their offer contains no significant benefit and is unclear to what the benefit of a settlement would actually be. By sending the letter with unclear wording, ICS is being knowingly, willfully uh, negligent,
Returning visitor.
and intentionally, where did they got this, and does not follow procedures put in place by Congress to protect consumers, the class action alleges. Consumers have the right to receive proper notice from debt collectors, including the right to receive proper notice of the nature of the debt and settlement option, the lawsuit states. Johnson claims ICS is in violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. She is demanding a jury trial and requesting actual and statutory damages for herself and all class members. Johnson wants wants to represent a Florida class action for this. So now, so you can see that how you can use this individually for yourself without even having a lawyer, without doing a class action. You can use uh, responses to letters that IC systems or other debt collectors might send to you. You can use the same information that is being used in a class action lawsuit against them by just turning around, reading that letter, reading that debt collection letter, and seeing if they have any type of violation. The first violation that I tell people to always look for, the first one is if, and this is taking it a step above, but the first one is just to see if they're even allowed to come after you for that debt, because they could make it like they're coming after you legally when when you have no legal obligation to pay that debt. And the way that you first find out if you have a legal obligation to pay that debt is to go and look at the statute of limitations to collect the debt in your state. I'm going to go to it real quick on my website. So I'm going to pause the video here and we're going to take a look at. So here we are on my website, and you can see here statute of limitations varies from state to state. Uh, you can see here Alabama has a 3-year statute of limitations on collecting debt, and this column is written contracts. This column here, number 4, is open end like credit cards, accounts that you can charge and then you can reuse the money again when you pay it back, open lines of credit. So you can see here the statute of limitations is different for all states. So you need to check there. So the first thing is when you receive that letter, you check your statute of limitations, look, read it, see who it is, who it's from, who the original creditor is, and you need to go and check the statute of limitations for your state. It's different for all states, and the statute of limitations starts from when the original creditor charged off the debt. It does not start when the collection agency takes on the debt. That is not when the statute of limitation starts. So you need to check that. And then the next thing is if it's past the legal statute of limitations for them to collect, you need to send them a letter, and I'm going to give you that letter. Link is below this video. Send them a letter notifying them that they do not have any legal right to collect on that debt, and you have no legal obligation to pay on that debt. So that's one of the first violations that I look for when my clients receive debt collection letters. Also, I want to make you aware that if a debt collector calls you first, that is a violation. If a debt collector calls you first, that is a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. They have to send you a letter notifying you first, and then they could call you. They can call you. So that is a violation. So please pay attention to that. If they've never called you, if they've never sent you a letter and they call you, they can't. Now, that's going to be a gray area where they might say we sent it to the last address. But if they call you and you state that they've never sent you a letter and you tell them, because they're recording the messages, you say that this is a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and I'm going to be uh, turning you in for this violation, and I want you to not call me anymore. You would probably get a letter within that week stating that they made a mistake and that they will take you off the list and that they will not call you about that debt anymore. So I'm giving you that letter that you can use for the statute of limitations letter notification, and then I give you another letter as a cease and desist collection activities letter, where you need to use that letter if it's not past the legal statute of limitations. They still have to prove every aspect of that debt to come after you for it legally. And so I give you this letter so you can send that to them to make them prove everything on that. And then I give you another letter as a debt validation letter, because they might go back and forth, or they send you some statements or something, and you say that that's not good enough. I want you to give me everything that I'm asking for in that cease and desist collection activities letter and my debt validation letter. All right, so I'm gonna end the video here. If you have any questions, please post your questions and comments. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different. I show you my process of repairing credit, getting out of debt, and boosting your scores. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com. Links are below this video, and also my links to my free letters, and also the links if you have debt collectors trying to sue you in court. They've taken it a step further. We have a service to help respond to that also. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com.